Hello, this is Kevin Agee with a presentation on a restorative justice program. The restorative justice program aims to create an inclusive educational environment that focuses on building relationships within the educational community, resolving conflicts, and replacing punitive discipline with practices that promote healing and belonging. This will be done through six key ways. The first is to reduce disparate discipline practices based on gender, race, and academic ability. The second is to encourage the use of social and emotional skills in communications and interactions. The third is to use productive conversations to resolve conflicts and address behaviors. The fourth is to encourage stakeholders to engage in proactive actions to prevent negative outcomes. The fifth, improve the educational environment with inclusion, belonging, and collaborative efforts. And this will all create a safe, supportive environment for stakeholders. The stakeholders are students, teachers, school administrators, parents, school districts, and community members. Each group plays their part in this restorative justice program. Students will learn problem solving and conflict resolution skills, while teachers will apply restorative practices to manage behavior. School administrators will design and implement restorative policies, and parents will collaborate with school teachers and staff to provide student support and assist with problem solving. School districts will promote system wide restorative justice practices and principles, and community members will play their part by supporting mentorship and providing restorative opportunities. The program has 8 goals. The first is to shift from punitive disciplinary measures to restorative practices. The second is to consider how individual actions impact others. The third is to have peer mediated and self reflection by students to resolve conflicts. The fourth is to strengthen collaborative relationships that will be created between students and staff. The fifth is restorative justice centered training for teachers and staff. The sixth is to disrupt the school to prison pipeline cycle. And the seventh is the district wide alignment of restorative justice practices. The eighth program goal is an inclusive school climate rooted in community building and trust. The logic model for the restorative justice program aims to create an inclusive educational environment that's going to build relationships in the educational community, help resolve conflicts, and replace punitive measures with practices that will promote healing and belonging. There are inputs, activities, outputs, and outcomes associated with the logic model. Some of the inputs include classroom teachers, behavioral specialists, guidance counselors, and school resource officers. Some of the activities include creating restorative practice logs, utilizing harm repair and community building sessions, and facilitating restorative circles. Some of the outputs include dedicated spaces for restorative justice activities and feedback from teachers and students through surveys or reflections. The outcomes will be initial, intermediate, and longer term. Initial outcomes will be for students to understand the purpose of restorative justice, while intermediate outcomes will include peer mediated and independent conflict resolution. Longer term outcomes will see a reduction in the school to prison pipeline pathway and an increased trust among students and staff. The data description for the analysis consists of 6 factors. The first is to analyze suspension and expulsions before the program starts and after the program. The second is to track student behavior through incidents and referrals. And the third is to distribute surveys to some of the stakeholders in the community to get their opinions on the environment. The fourth is to conduct interviews with stakeholders to understand the impact of the restorative justice initiatives. The fifth data description will be monitoring student attendance and academic achievement. And the sixth will be a series of roundtable discussions where we assess successes and challenges of the program. Data analysis will happen in 6 ways. Quantitative data analysis will analyze disciplinary incidents and suspensions before and after the program. Qualitative analysis will examine survey and interview results from teachers, staff members, and other stakeholders in the community. Comparative analysis will evaluate outcomes by various grade levels. Percentage fluctuation will look at the metrics around attendance and grades. Stakeholder insights is a form of data analysis that will use feedback from the school community to inform change and assist with adjusting strategy with the program. Lastly, analyzing trends will look at isolating the variables that contribute to the changes in the program. Here are a list of the references for the Restorative Justice Program. Thank you.